I'd like to welcome you to Tech Topics. What is consumer tech? My name is Tanisha, and I'm with Hillsborough County Public Library, and I will be presenting this topic this evening. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera, and we're going to dive right in. So we came about this topic as we're getting close to the holiday season, and people are thinking about what to buy. And a lot of things that come up are consumer tech. So we're going to talk about a little bit about what consumer tech is, how to find the best tech, a couple of little things in there. So normally we like to kick things off with a resource shout out, and we will have it, but we're going to save that towards the end. So simply speaking, what is consumer technology? It's equipment meant for everyday use in a private setting. Y'all might be looking at this definition like, well, that seems pretty obvious, but it is a very broad, it's very, very broad. It's a very broad definition, but it is different from other type of technology that's out there, thinking business tech, government tech, military tech. With those, with businesses, you have payment systems, that's the type of technology. With governments, you have ID scanners, you have badge scanners, that type of thing. And military tech, of course, we could go on and on with the different types of military technology that's out there. Consumer technology is meant for private use. So that's meant in your home, meant for you to use personally. It is meant for you to use for your own use. And it's purchased directly by you as a consumer to meet your needs. So examples of consumer technology, there are a lot, especially nowadays with how everything is connected, the Internet of Things and all of that. A lot of things that we didn't necessarily normally used to think of as consumer technology has now become consumer technology. So we have, for example, smartwatches, social media apps. So something else to keep in mind about consumer technology is that it's not only physical items. Consumer technology can also be applications, it could be software, it could be things that live in the cloud. So it's not only those physical, tangible things that exist. Computers and tablets, those are probably the most obvious. Heating and cooling systems. So this is a prime example of something that didn't used to be seen as necessarily consumer technology that's now kind of bleeding over into that. I know that my apartment just installed smart thermostats, and so now that one thing that I used to have a little lever, I had an old school one where I used to move a little lever and kind of had to guesstimate what the temperature was. Now I have a thermostat that I can control with my smartphone. So I can see exactly what the temperature is while I'm at work or somewhere else. I could turn it on, I could turn it off, that kind of thing. There's also home security apps. So you've probably heard of Ring, things like that. Those are consumer technology. And of course, another obvious one, games and toys. And the list just goes on and on. So there's so many different types of consumer technology that exist out there. So let's dive into the meat of things. With all of these things that I just mentioned and hundreds and thousands of other items that are out there, there's so many things to choose from. So a question you normally hear and you get is, well, what is considered good consumer tech? Like there's so much stuff out there. What's good? What's bad? What should I consider? What should I not consider? So obviously we can't tell you what's good, what's bad, that's for everybody to figure out on their own, but we can tell you a way to decipher that, to figure that out for yourself. So when you are considering purchasing a product, you need to ask yourself these 4 questions. Number 1, what do I need this for? What is the point of you purchasing this piece of consumer tech? So in the case of the smart thermostat, the email that my apartment sent to all of us was that it was a way to help save money with, help save on your electric bill. And they were right. So I can set my thermostat for when I'm away. I can set it for when I'm at home. I have a more precise reading of what the temperature in my home actually is. So it's a way to save money. So for instance, if I was looking at purchasing a smart thermostat myself, what do I need this for? Well, I want to save money on my electric bill. Are there security concerns? This is a big one. I know I talk about this a lot in my sessions, but a lot of things can be hacked. You got to consider your data safety. How is this company? How is this app? How is this machine going to use my data? How are they going to store my data? So you should definitely look at the security of the item. Like, how is it being used? Is it going to keep your data items? In the case of like maybe a smart lock, are people going to be able to hack your smart lock on your house? Like things like that. Are there security concerns? This is another big one. Is it actually useful? So with a lot of consumer trends out there, there are a lot of consumer trends that are fads. So something may be the it item of the time, like you have to have this thing. But is it actually useful for you? Is it something that you could be used? One example that I came across in, just tooling around the internet was a smart salt shaker. Now, in my case, I cannot see the utility of a smart salt shaker. And the purpose of this salt shaker, this smart salt shaker, was to accurately measure the amount of salt that you were consuming. But to me, that is something that could be accomplished with a teaspoon. So for me, the utility of a smart salt shaker was pretty like, I don't need that. This thing is not going to be useful for me. So that's something to consider. Look out for fads. Make sure you're not purchasing something just because it's the it thing to have. Like, is this something that is actually useful for you? And last but not least, is this a good product? So thousands upon thousands upon thousands of products out there. Like if you're even looking for something as simple as a pair of headphones, well, you can go to Amazon or Walmart or Target or any other retailer and look at their website or go to their store, and you're going to be confronted with with dozens of items to choose from. So how do you know which one is actually good? And this is where we head into our resource shout out, which is Consumer Reports. So Consumer Reports is normally is a subscription service, but luckily this is a service that you have for free with your library card if you go through our library's website. So let's go ahead and take a look at Consumer Reports so we can get an idea of how it can work, especially if you're looking to purchase a piece of consumer tech. So to access it, you're going to go to our main website, which is hcplc.org. You're going to head to Learning and Research. I like to search resources A to Z because it's easy if you know exactly what database you're looking for. We're looking for Consumer Reports, so we're going to go to C. And right on the top, we have Consumer Reports. I'm going to enter in my library card number real quick. I'm going to log in. I'm going to access Consumer Reports. And we're waiting for it to load. And let's say, for instance, that I am looking for a pair of headphones. So I'm going to go up to the top to product reviews up here on the top. And under electronics, I see headphones. And then you can see an overview of some of the things that Consumer Reports has put on their website. But one thing that I really like is the ability to compare. So I'm going to click on ratings and reviews. And here you'll see an add to compare. So I am, just for time's sake, I'm just going to pick the first three that I see. Or the first two I see, excuse me, because I already had some that I was looking at. And if we click on View Compare, it'll give you a breakdown of everything that you're comparing. So what Consumer Reports rated it, other aspects of the rating like survey results, test results, so when they tested the product, some of the features and specs of the product. So it gives you a detailed breakdown of the specs of the item, what Consumer Reports rated it, owner satisfaction. So this is a really nifty resource if you're looking to purchase a piece, and not only tech, but anything. This is a really nice resource for you to look at, to see if you want to look at what's a good product, to see what is out there. So now that I have told you a little bit about consumer tech, I'm going to open things up for questions. So again, questions, if you are on a desktop or laptop, questions section of the control panel. If you're on a tablet, you can just tap your questions there. And while we are waiting to see if there are any questions that roll in, I'm going to go ahead and cover some of our standard things that we like to end things with. I'm actually going to bring myself on camera as I cover those. So if you need to contact the library, we do have our contact link there. We can be reached by phone, email, text, chat, however you like to reach us, the library can be reached by it. So there's our contact information. If you would like to take a look at our programs and events, we also have the link for that there. Something really fun going on right now is we have our Big Read event going on this month. So we have a bunch of activities and a bunch of programs based on that. So we'll be reading An American Sunrise by Joy Harjo. It's a really awesome event. Her event's on December 3rd, so definitely check that out. Also, if you'd like to take a look at some of our Tech Topics recordings, see what we have coming up, we have a link. We have a specific Tech Topics page, so if you want to take a look at that, that is there. And our next topic is 2021 Countdown. So we're going to be coming back. We're going to be taking a brief hiatus. We'll be coming back on December 15th. So definitely check that out on our 2021 Countdown. We're just going to be talking about some tech trends, tech news, big tech stuff that happened during the year of 2021. So that info is there for you. Let me just check and see if we have any questions. And it looks like we are good. So thank you everybody for joining me. We hope to see you next time, and you all have a great evening. Bye now.